go into Photoshop, then we'll start with the practicals for layer mask. Can you all see my Photoshop screen?
Please. Yes.
Yeah, we can see.
Good. So I have an image
Yes, please.
headset, which I would be using to demonstrate what layer mask is about. And yes, so all I want to say again is layer mask is hiding the unwanted part of your layer or image. So I'm coming to take you to how to apply layer mask and all that. So let's start. This is my screen. If yours is not like this, don't worry. I have customized my workspace like this. Any panel or any tool I will use, I'll show you where it is that you can also get it on your screen. Okay. So I want to minimize this a bit. Let's all go to our layers panel. Layers, if you can't find your layers panel, go to Windows, layers, you click on it, it will come. You get your layers panel like this. Are we all together?
I think you should wait. Let me find out from them. Please, are we all on our laptops or our PCs or whatever device we are using to join the meeting?
Yes.
All right. We are going to. It's a practical session, so you have to follow through. And anywhere you are lagging, you just raise your hand so that I will attend to you, or you can type in the chat box for me to attend to you. Okay. Right. Please proceed.
All right.
Okay, so I have my screen. I will illustrate how layer mask works, how to apply them in a practical or in a project. So I have a solid background, yellow background that I apply. If you don't know how to apply a solid background, I know by now. My boss has taught you that you go here, click solid background, click on it, you choose the color, then get a solid background. So let me bring back my image. So this is a smart object, an image I've imported into Photoshop as a smart object, which I am going to apply a layer mask to it. So where you get your layer mask button or the option to use as a layer mask is down here. Here, this thing that I'm focusing on, this thing at the bottom of the layers panel, this thing. So hover your mouse on it, you see apply layer, add layer mask. That is what I'm talking about. So if you click on your layer and click on that button, you see a white looking thumbnail next to your layer like this. It is linked. Can you see this chain-like icon? It links the layer mask to your image. That is how the layer mask does, or how it works if you click on it. Let me do it one more time. Control C, Control C. So you click at the bottom here. That's what I'm talking about. This image, this icon or button. You click on it at the bottom there to add your layer mask, and you will get something like this next to your layer. A white thumbnail next to your layer like that. So if you get it like this, you've applied your layer mask thumbnail to it, but you've not applied the layer mask. You've not masked your image yet. We apply layer mask with brushes. As far as I know now, I'm not very expert, or I'm not an expert in Photoshop, but what I know about layer mask is it is applied with brushes. So you go to your tools and you select your brush tool. This is what I'm talking about, this tool. The brush tool, this is how it looks like. So you click on this brush, then it will turn into a circle like this. Your mouse pointer, which was looking like a normal mouse pointer, will turn into a circle like this. That is the brush tool. On the brush tool, we have on top here, we have the brush tip, what tip of brush that you want. If you click on this um um I don't know whether option button or something like that. If you click on it, it will give you options. These options. If yours is not looking like this and it's closed like this, you can open them. I've installed a lot of brushes, that's why you're seeing many of them here. You might not get a lot like this. Brushes can be installed. We will go into that later in this course, but not now. We have the hard brush, the soft brush, the soft round pressure size, and all that. So layer masking can be used with any of these brushes. So, but today I'll do with the soft and the hard brush. Or then if I click outside, we have modes here. That's the blending modes, the normal blending modes that we know. Consider the blending modes. We have opacity of the brush, how you want the brush to, how hard or how transparent you want the brush. We have opacity of the brush also on top here, how to select the opacity on top here. Then we have the flow. The flow kind of looks like the opacity, but they are not quite the same. I don't really know the difference, but they're quite similar together. But we'll go with the opacity today, the later on. We have the smoothness, so next to it, there like this. We have the angle and all that. These images or these buttons I don't normally use. So you select your layer, click here to apply your layer mask, click here at the bottom of the layers panel to apply your layer mask, this button. You get a white thumbnail next to your image or your layer like this. Length, if it is on length, click in between them to length them. Then you come to your brush, your tool panel, select your brush, set your brushes, the tip of your brush and the opacity and all on top here. Then you come down here, I mean this side, just on the tools panel at the bottom, the way we select the colors. Yes, come there. You would use that one a lot. That is what we use to apply layer masking. In layer masking, you have to set your foreground and background color to black and white. These things, you set them to black and white. So if yours is not black and white, click on this small button here. If you click on it, it will come to black and white. Let's say mine was yellow, like this, or any other color, let's say red. Okay, I'm not getting it. Maybe. Yes, let's say mine was red like this, red and white like this. You click on this thing, this small default background colors next to the big ones. You click on it, it will come back to the black and the white. So that is what we use for layer masking. So layer masking is using with, you can apply layer mask with the brushes in combination of these foreground and background colors. Okay, you have to be black and white for layer mask to work. So layer mask works with the principle that if you select a black foreground color and you brush on your layer like this, let me select my brush.
Your mask.
And for layer mask to work, let me also point out this. For layer mask to work, you have to select the layer mask thumbnail. Okay, if it is on this one, on your brush or on your image thumbnail, you wouldn't get it. It will tell you to rasterize it or give you another option. But you have to click on this one, the layer mask thumbnail that you've created. Select it. A white dotted borders will form or will come around it. That shows us it has selected it. Then you come back to select your brush. You make sure your background and foreground is white, black and white. Then we move on. So we use this arrow thing to exchange them. The one on top is the selected one. So right now we have black. So if you paint, it is black that we are painting. If I click on it and the white comes on top, it means we are painting white. That's how it works. So as I am saying, layer mask works on the principle that black hides and white reveals. I'll do the practical and you get it perfect. Anything in dark, you can't see it. It is hidden. But if you bring something to a white background, the thing can be seen. That's how I will explain. Just like day and night, something in the day you can see very well, in the night you can't see. So that's the same principle with this headset from my background, I just do the process, select the layer masking and all that, my brush, then make sure this is black. So I adjust the size of my brushes in order to can adjust that the size of your brush over here, size over here, or if you use the brackets close and brackets open, if you click on the brackets close, I hope you can see the one that's showing as a subtitle on the screen. If you click on it, so enlarge it. If you click on the bracket open, so increase the size. So if I paint on this thing, it needs to hide. Okay, that's how layer masking works, by hiding unwanted part of an image. That is how layer masking works. So with my black background selected, the black background is selected, and I painted on this thing. Now I have the headphone on, but it is not gone forever. In the case of using an eraser tool, okay, if I feel like I want it back or I over cleaned it, I just come back to this colors, the foreground and background color, change it to white again, then come back, paint on it again, making sure my layer mask thumbnail here is selected. Okay, then when I paint on it again, up to this end. Any question?
Okay, a hand is okay, someone's hand is up.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Please, sir, concerning the brushes, sir, I'm currently I'm not with my laptop, and I'm just following. So when you pick the brush, then you click on exactly where you are. So please click for me.
All right.
So to increase, you see that down there's something like hardness.
Hardness. Yes.
That one. Yes. So in case maybe it is like that, will the layer marks still work?
It will still work. It will still work. It's just about how hard the brush is. You see, the first one was just, if you try it on your laptop, you see it. If you clean it, the first one, if you increase the hardness, if you click on one like this, it will clean it very sharp and fast. Okay. That's how it works. But if you come back, decrease the hardness, get like very soft cleaning and all that. Okay, that's how
Okay.
it works.
I think a hand is up.
Any other-
Apex Predator. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes. Good evening.
Yeah, good day.
When I'm using my PC, so my Photoshop is open. So when I tried using the brush here with the layer mask and all, you see when you use your own, the way it's sort of blended it with the background,
The background.
it's cleaned it and made it sort of thick, so that black and white box.
Yes. I get it. I've applied a color fill, a yellow fill at the bottom. So now if I clean it to give me white, the white background
Okay.
here. So yes, I'm cleaning the headphone, so anything beneath it will show. So now if I off mine like this, are you talking about this one?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
That's
The
what-
background
That's
is
how
off.
it's working. If you don't have anything at the background, this is how it's working.
okay.
All right.
I see. Thank you.
Yeah, Abdul Karim.
Okay, so meaning what Apex ask. So assuming if you have maybe you want to blend this, how to clean it and you get effects. So it means that when you do that, you can easily get that effect to blend with how it will fit.
Exactly.
I don't get you.
What I'm saying, you see, when you click and then when you off the background layer,
Yes.
when you off it, you see that pixel something that comes at the background. So assume you have a texture there, which is kind of a design, and then you clean it, like it means that it will merge with.
It will, yes. I'll come to that. Blending two images. I'll come to that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
So if there is no question, or is there any other question?
Hikma. I think so. A hand is up. Hikma. Hikmat. Okay. Boss Festus, please let me just chip in something small about the
Alright.
layer masking. Let me go to my screen. Oh,
Okay.
I was doing something here. All right. So with the layer masking, one. Okay.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah. Good evening.
Um, my question is,
Okay.
see that white and black box over there?
Okay.
Over here, mine is, it's there are different colors over there. I don't know how I can change it to the white and black.
Just click on this thing. There another white and black small button beneath it. If you click on it, it will turn to white and black. Just click on it. This one, the one I'm showing right now.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So as I was saying about the layer mask, and the foreground and then the background color, usually you should take it this way. The black is assigned as 0, okay, and then the white is assigned as white, like 1. So we all know that anytime you multiply something, let's say 4 times 0 is what? 0. So you are cleaning, like you are just subtracting it. 4 times 0 is 0. 0 times any number is 0. So anytime you are multiplying with black or anytime you are brushing with black, that means that you are subtracting that particular subject from the main thing. But when you are multiplying with white or when you are brushing with white, that means 1. So anything multiplied by 1 is the same thing. So anytime you are brushing with the white, that means you are revealing the image or whatever the layer mask has been applied. I don't know. Are you guys confused or you are convinced?
I am confused.
You are confused. I just want to
I
make.
don't get.
I just want you to.
Me, I am confused. Kindly go through again.
But then, did you understand why the black and the white is applied to an image? So let me just share my screen for you to see the shop. All right, can you guys see my screen? Let me look for an image.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, where are my images? All right, so let me bring this in. All right, let me import this image and then I'll just quickly show. Oh, come on. All right, so as he was saying earlier, so let me apply a layer mask to this image. So I apply it, then I will choose my brush. Okay, I choose, let me change, okay. So you can see my foreground and background color is black and white, right? So I was saying that it's right now it is on is black, and I'm trying to tell you that anytime it is black, it means it is 0, and anything multiplied by 0 is 0, right? So when I brush on this thing like this, that means I'm subtracting the image, like I'm subtracting the brush from the image. Please, do you get that?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to say. But then if I should convert or I should switch it to white, right now my foreground color is white, and anything multiplied by 1 is the same number. So that means that if I'm brushing with the white, which is 1, that means I'm revealing the same image again. Just watch something. You do see that the image is back again. First, I don't know your screen. You have a screen. So the white is 1. Well, if only that will fit for you. I just want you to remember that anytime you are doing layer masking, you are working with the black and white. So if you are multiplying or if you are brushing with the black, that means you are subtracting, and if you are brushing with the white, you are revealing. If you are brushing with the black, you are taking or you are erasing parts of the image, but if you are brushing with the white, you are revealing it. That's all I wanted to explain. But Festus, please kindly proceed with. Let me.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So let's go back to our screen and continue. All right. So I'm back now. As my boss said, I think you all get the principle behind the layer masking. So white, black, you hide it. If you change to white, if you click here and change to white, and you brush on it, you reveal it. And please, that doesn't mean that you only use the soft brush. You can use any of the brushes. The hard brush, any of them. If I use the hard brush, this is how the hard brush works. Very harsh. Or the soft brush. Any of the brushes, you can use any of the brushes to work or to mask something. So that's it for hiding unwanted part of an image. So now let's go to blending images together. Blending images together, I have this field like image, something like a nice green field with this man with a book, or which I assume as a Bible. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to utilize layer mask to bring this man on top of this image to make it look like he is working on this field. That is what I'm going to do right now with layer mask, the power of layer mask. Blending two or more images. You can blend as many as images that you want, but I will just use two since for you to get it really well. So one of the images has to be on top of the other. It doesn't matter which one, if this one is on top or the other one is at the bottom, but since I want to see this one and start brushing from here, that is why I'm putting this one on top. And let me chip in this. After applying layer mask, and you go back to the thumbnail here, you can right click on this and either disable the layer mask. If you disable it, what you've done, enable, let me apply the layer mask for you to see so that you get what I'm saying. So right now I'm erasing part of the image. Let me go back to this. If I right click on the layer mask thumbnail, that's what I'm talking about. If you right click on it, I have disable layer mask. If I click on it, the layer mask will hide. Or you all can see. If I go back and right click and I go to enable layer mask, it will come back. So maybe I want to check something or something of that sort. I can use that option. Or I feel like I'm done with the layer mask or I don't need it anymore. Instead of going back to erase or use the white foreground to bring it back, and just click on the delete layer mask and all my layer mask will go. So let me apply it. The other options are to mask to selection, and or you've not done selections yet, so I don't want to confuse you with that. So we'll go with the disable and the delete layer mask for now. So yes, that's it for the thumbnail. So now let's go back to blending the two images. Let me bring the images back for you to get it. So now I have this man with a book, or let's say a Bible. I want to blend him to the other background. So now if I want to blend an image to another image beneath it like this, I don't know, now I can't see the image, the one that is beneath on the layers. If you can all see, the man with the Bible's layer is on top of the field's layer. That's what I mean. So this one is on top of it. And if I toggle this layer visibility on like this, this man covers the other one. So in order for me to blend it, I have to see which part of the beneath or the layer below I want to show. So then I'll decrease the opacity, the man's image like this. If I decrease the opacity like this, okay, you see I'm beginning to see part of, or I'm beginning to see that the layer underneath it's coming live or it's revealing itself. If you are sure about, or you are too perfect, or you know where everything is wrong, you can choose not to um, lower the opacity of the image above the one beneath. Okay, but for me, I would like to decrease the opacity a bit so that I'll get it. So this is the man. You can see now it's a bit blended, but that's not what I want. That's not the real thing. So I'll apply layer mask to it. Clicking on the layer add layer mask button, I'll get my layer mask next to it. I have to make sure it is selected. If you select the man's layer like this, you won't get it. You have to select this layer mask. Make sure it is linked. Come to my brushes, which I've already selected. I'll be using the soft brush. Okay, 100 opacity. My foreground and background color is set to black and white. So why this is set to black is I want to hide this part of the man's image for the layer or the image beneath it to show. So I have to use the black in order to hide it. Okay, so that's why I'm using the black. Okay. So if I start painting on the man's layer like this, making sure that my layer mask is selected, you see that the layer beneath starts to show. And layer mask can effectively be applied by adjusting the size of your brushes. This one I'm going close to is and so I have to lower my the size of my brush so that I can get a precise cleaning or a precise hiding of the pixels around his hands. Okay, so that's how the layer mask works. This is how it works by hiding and revealing by blending two or more images. I'm not getting a perfect one here. So right now, what I was talking about now, I've cleaned part of these trousers and I have to get it back. So I'll go back here, click on this button to change to the white foreground, and I'll come back. And if I clean there again, the trousers will come back. That is what I was talking about. Okay. Well, now I want to clean again. I'll go back to the black. Then I'll start cleaning. So that's how we blend two or more images together with layer mask. Of course, I don't have time to perfect the brushing and all that, but I hope you can all get it. Let me do this release a bit for you to see how it feels like. So that's the layer mask. This part I have to zoom in and do it very perfectly. It will take time, so bear with me. Let's take it like this. So now the man is on the field. Okay, the image has been blended together. It's not that perfect. I didn't clean it perfectly. It will take time, but I hope you can all get what I wanted to say about the blending. And so if I disable the layer mask as I was talking about, the man's image comes back. If I enable the layer mask, you can see the man has been blended to the background like this, or I blended two images together like this with the layer mask. So as I've been saying, if I accidentally over clean, I change to white, I brush on it, and it will come back. So this is why we choose layer mask. I will choose layer mask over eraser. If I use eraser 2 doesn't work with a layer mask. No, it works with the layer. So you have to click here to get the eraser. Let me use the eraser for you to see. I have to even rasterize it. If I clean this here area, that's it. Okay. If I need it back, maybe you're doing a fly and you're almost done, then you realize you need this part back. Unless you undo all what you've done to undo the eraser, or you delete that part of the design on the canvas and start all over again. That is very painful. So that's why I advise that you choose layer mask to erase or hide unwanted part of your image. So now we are hiding the unwanted part of the man's image in order to blend it with the green background. So that's what I would say, or that is all what I have on blending images together and hiding parts of an unwanted image. Of course, there are other uses of layer mask for selection and all that. That's not done selection, so I don't want to confuse you with that. As time goes on, my boss will take you through that, or you get to know how we use layer mask to do selections. I hope you get me up to this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basit, please. Basit? Do you have something to say? Do you have something to say? Your hands are okay. Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, the facilitator was talking about when he was picking the brushes on how to clean. There was something like opacity and then that of the flow. So he has done with the presentation and I didn't see anything about like how the flow works. So
Okay.
but when he was trying to blend the picture with that of the field, he clicked on something and I saw opacity and then down there the field, something like flow. Have you seen that place? So I just want to see how he can help us to see what's the difference so that in case we are. Thank you.
Okay, so let me explain the difference between we have opacity for the brush option. I don't know.
That's okay.
Yeah. Can I share my screen?
Yeah.
Let me try and see if I can share my screen. All right. So we have for the brush options here, we have opacity and then we have flow. But for the bottom part here, it is for the layer and not for the brush.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you change opacity over here, you are changing the opacity of the brush. So when you are brushing here, let me, if you are brushing here, you can see that the image is cleaning, but it's not very perfect. Let me decrease it again. This is 10. So I'm cleaning, but then, can you see it?
Yeah.
I'm using opacity. So when you are cleaning, it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. It's the same thing. But when you are using flow to, let's say if I decrease the flow right now and I brush twice, you see, this will confuse you. But let me try and see if I'll be able to convince you enough. All right. So the difference between the opacity here and the flow here, the opacity. Let's say if this is 10%. Let me increase it to somewhere. Okay, this. If I brush and then I brush again, it is decreasing it like so. At a point, I would be able to achieve it. The total erasing. Yeah, you get it.
Yeah.
All right, let me maintain opacity at 100. Then I'll use my flow right now. Oh, the flow was even so. Right now, for the flow, can you see? I brush once. You see.
Yeah.
You see that everything is cleaning.
Okay, so meaning the flow is kind of like the intensity of the fade.
Exactly, but then for the brush, the opacity, you have to when you brush, it will be layered on top of it until the whole thing is off. Yeah, but for here, the fill and then the opacity is peculiar to the particular image that you've highlighted. Right now, if I should decrease the opacity, right, you see that the opacity of that layer has decreased. Yeah, so that's the difference. This one is for the particular tool, and this is for the layer.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Okay, please, any other question?
So you can proceed.
All right. So if there are no other questions, I think that will be all for.
Please, if you have an image to quickly show how to use the auto background remover, so that they will just learn that one too as well. They want you rasterize and then you would just auto remove the background. Yeah, so that one too they can learn.
Okay. So I'll just use this image. Okay, I'll just use this image to do the auto background remover. For the auto background remover, it doesn't work with a smart object. If there's something, this thing next or on top of your image like this, that's for the smart. Your image is a smart object. So if you right click on the layer like this, then you click on the rasterized layer, the auto background remover can be found here on top here at the properties panel. If you don't have your properties panel, go to window and click on properties. It will come. Have your properties panel like this. So let me select media. Go to properties. Then you see remove background over there like this. This remove background. If you click on it, it will automatically remove your background. It will work.
You just wait for a small time.
My PC is becoming slow. I don't know why.
All right,
Okay,
so it's
okay,
loading.
so it's working to remove the background. Sometimes it takes time if the image is quite large. I've zoomed into the image too much. Yes. So this is how the auto background works like.
It's not perfect
If the
actually.
image doesn't have a clear contrast between the focal point or the main image and its background, it doesn't really do well. Yes. And going for a better image, I don't know, but I have to search for another image for us to get it. Yeah, white.
Okay, so let me so let me quickly show you one over here.
Okay. So if you have one,
Okay, so I'm trying to see if I got some. Oh. Let me share my screen. Oh, a minute, please, guys. I'm coming. But you can be searching for an image if should you get some.
Can't you use the headset image?
Well, that is not. It's not perfect enough for that. My PC. So this is an automatic way of removing. So it takes time to render actually, but then it's very efficient. Okay. Please, can you guys see my screen? Right, so I'm bringing this image into Photoshop. Please, can you guys see my screen, please? Can you see my screen?
Yes, please.
All right, sure. So this is the image. So I will just have to rasterize it here. And then after I rasterize, my properties are here. So I choose remove background. Oh, come on. Was that too fast?
Yes.
Yeah, I mistakenly clicked on the select background, select subject. Right. So this is my image, right? After I import into Photoshop, I'll rasterize it. Let me quickly rasterize it. So the image is here. I'll right click on the layer and then rasterize layer. Alright, so if you can't find your properties, my properties are here. If you can't find yours, you go to Windows and then you find it at the bottom here, properties. Alright, so when you open it, you see remove background. Can you see remove background over here? Then you just click on the remove background. You wait for some time so that it will render. So just wait. The girl is scary. All right, so you can see that the background has been removed. Okay, and then the funny thing is that you can see a layer mask attached to it. So that means that with this layer mask, if some portion of the image wasn't properly removed, I can let's say here. Right now it is once I'm on the layer mask. I can now brush. Let's say I want to subtract or I want to erase portions. Let's say this part of her head. So I will use black as my foreground color. Then I will just brush it like this. Can you see that it is cleaning that part just like that. So that is how to use the auto background remover. Please, do you get it?
Yeah.
All right.
A quick question.
All right, sure.
If I may.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm currently using a CS6.
Okay, that feature is not the CSS. It is not on. Yes, please.
Okay.
All right. Okay. But Festus, please.
Please,
Okay. Go ahead.
please, I'm currently using PS21,
Okay.
but when I tried it, I had remove background field.
Okay.
Pop up with remove background field.
Okay.
So how do I go about it?
I think it is not. It's not also available in 2020 Photoshop actually. It starts from 21, 22, 23. I'm not very sure, but then I don't think it's available in 2020. If you don't see it in your properties, that means it is not available.
No, it's 21. It's in the properties.
Okay.
But then when I select the remove background,
Okay.
I get a pop-up informing me that remove background field.
I think you should maybe send it to me in my DM because over here, if you want to address that, maybe it will take a bit of time. All right.
All right, sure.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Please, Festus, please proceed.
Okay. So I think if there are no other questions or contributions, that will be all for layer masking. Yes, that will be all for layer masking. So we'll move into the background and we'll go straight to the live chat flyer design. Then that will be all on my part for today. So let's go back to the presentation. That's all for layer background. So now designing creative backgrounds. Okay. Every nice design comes with a background. The background is the foundation, let's say the land
Hello.
on which.
So,
Hello.
yeah, sorry for interrupting. Please, maybe it's like we are far behind time, so maybe you can at least speed up some of the presentation.
Okay. So
Alright.
the backgrounds are just the foundation of the design. A good background leads to a very good design, and that doesn't mean that all the time the background shouldn't interfere with the design or the element of the background, because it is the foundation on which you would build your design. So there are a few types of backgrounds that I'll show. Mostly I'm into flyers, so I'm not that into composites, so most of my examples will be on flyers. And so first type of background I like to talk about is this solid color background, just using a solid color. This option here, go down here, click on this, and you add a solid color, let's say red. Use this as a background and do your design. Okay, so that's these are few examples of solid color backgrounds. One thing I've seen about solid color backgrounds, everything comes with advantages and disadvantages. Advantage one is they make designs very nice and simple, but if you don't know how to balance with your colors, you'll mess things up. It can be used in flyers, and I used one in a book mock-up background and a t-shirt mock-up background, and that's for the solid color. But it doesn't mean that only one color. You can use many colors if you know how to balance your colors, or if you know how to use a color palette and all that. And secondly, I'll go to gradient backgrounds. It's similar to the solid color background, just that two colors blending from one color to the other, blending like smoothly from one color to the other. So if you start with maybe orange to red through to light purple and all that, here you can use a radial gradient, the one that looks like circular. Some part of the gradient will be circular from or the linear one. I'll get into that. Here I use a white and a gray light gradient and all that. That's for the gradient backgrounds. Then we have um the next background is texture and patterns background. The texture backgrounds gives a feel of how the design looks like. If you look down here, this design looks like very rough and all that. You can use things to represent. In this design, I used a wooden texture to do the design, and here I used an African pattern background. So that's for the texture and patterns background. Then lastly, we have image backgrounds. Image backgrounds are mostly used in designs, and mostly I use image backgrounds in designs, and they tend to be representative. If I say representative, it means the images you use in the design tends to talk about the focal point or what the design is all about. This is a microbiology training flyer with a micro or with a scientist with a plate and microscope, which talks about microbiology. I have a breakfast design here, and I have some hair products. There's an image there and all that. There's a chat flyer with images. So that's for the image background. They tend to be representative, meaning they represent what the design is all about. Sometimes if you sway away from it, if you use another image to represent the whole context to become something. So that's it for the types of background. So as I said, we will do a live chat flyer design. It doesn't mean that I won't show you how the backgrounds are done. Of course, I've showed you how to do the solid color background. The chat flyer that I'm coming to design, you get the whole or get all the types of background. Doesn't mean that in a design you can only use one background. You can blend them together. You can use gradient background together with an image and with a texture and all that. As time goes on, you get it. But today I'll just do the church background design, which would utilize a solid background, a gradient background, and an image for the background. So you blend two types or three types of backgrounds together in one design. So without wasting my time, let me create a new layer, and we start with a church flyer design. Okay, I have some presets here. Without wasting my time, I will name it Destribe flyer, something like that. I have 8,000 by 8,000 pixels. You can choose any square pixels, but I will just select a default or what I've been using default. It's quite big. If your machine is very slow, don't use a very big background like that. You can use 1080 by 1080, very fine for me. Okay, so that's it. It's portrait. It's 8,000 by 8,000 square, so it's portrait with a white foreground or a white background. Then I'll click on the create to get my background. I'll quickly use the rulers. I won't get time to do a perfect layout. So let me quickly use the rulers to do the layout. If you can't see your rulers, you just go to view, click here, view, you see rulers. You click on this to check this button, then you get your rulers. Okay, or Control plus R. You hide the rulers, Control plus R, you get your rulers back. So let me just do a quick margin so that we start with our church flyer design. Okay. Yes, so I'll unlock my background layer. Let me go back to the resources that I'll be using. These are the resources I'll be using. I'll be using the Destribe logo as my church logo. I have this background of a woman crying in church. Probably they were praying and she was crying. I have this PNG of a fire I modified. So these are what I'll be using for the design. These are the details for the design or the brief. The church of Destribe. The program name is Spontaneous and Open Worship. This is the team, bring back to God, blah blah blah. This is the location, and of course I'll find a time for it and all that. So let's begin with our church background design. So I have my background. I'll add a solid background. Please forgive me if I'm rushing through it, but you get it. I like to add red to it. Let me say this tone of red or dark red or wine to it. That's the solid background. So I've created one background here, solid background. Okay. Now I like to add a gradient to it. I have my own way of adding a gradient background, but this is the right way. So let's try that one. Then later on I'll do my own for you to see. So I have these gradients. I've installed them. If you can't see them on your machine, don't worry. I install them online. I can give it to you later if you want them. But these are not default gradients in Photoshop. I install them. So I'll go with the gradients, the radial gradients. So for a gradient, I have to create a new layer for it to be on it. So it will take some time to load. No, this is not what I want. I'll reverse it. Okay. Let's wow. Okay. Let me go back. Solid background. Red. Let's do it my way, okay? So now I have my layer like this. Now I'll use the brush to add a kind of gradient like color to the middle like this. Okay, so I've increased my brush. I'll first go with an orange color like this. Then I'll use a soft brush, 100 opacity. Then I'll just click in the middle like this. Then it will apply my brush like this. I'll add another brush on it again. Create a new layer. I would like to add a bit of yellow. You get what I mean or what I want to do when I'm done with this. So I'll add the yellow like this. So this is what I want background to look like. Something like this, okay? Something like a gradient, like a radial gradient like background. This is what I want the background to be. So I would like to increase the size of the orange one that I did. Okay, so I would import my image into it now. Let me go back to this part and import my image into it like this.
Lisa,
So
hello. Please, can you use the gradient field to also demonstrate how to apply the gradient?
okay.
Yeah, so
Let me
that,
hide this one.
yeah.
And create a new layer. So for the gradient,
No, I mean like gradient field from
from
solid,
linear gradient.
solid from after the solid gradient.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've already selected this gradient. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me use the linear gradient. So I'll create a new layer on it. I've selected my gradient. This side, and for this side is a yellowish or orange like, and this is a deep orange. So let me click on OK to get it. Opacity is 100. I'm using linear gradient right now. So if I click on top here, click and drag to the bottom, I'll get the gradient like this. Okay, this is how I get the gradient. So if I want the orange one to be at the bottom like this, I have to click from the bottom to the top this way, or you can reverse it before. Okay, so this one now, if I click on the reverse, pick up here where this part, if I click on the reverse, the yellowish part will come, or the light orange will come first, and the dark orange will come last. So you can use the reverse one too. So you can also use this as a background. This is the gradient. So you use this as a background.
Please, can you hold on? Let me quickly demonstrate this how to create this in a different way. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Please, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Okay. So, all right. Can you guys see my screen now?
Yeah.
All right. Please, I'm coming in. All right. So you can also create the same gradients by just coming after the layer mask. When you right click after solid fill, can you see gradients? So you click on the gradient, and then over here you change how you want the gradient to appear. Right now the gradient is white to white, white to white. So this is the color. When you click on this handle here, you see the color. The handle here, the color. Then when you click on top of it is the opacity. So right now the opacity at this side is 0%. So I'll just increase it to 100%. So you can now see that it's white to white. Now it's a transition from one color to another. So the gradient he was using was yellow to orange. So maybe you come here, you choose this yellow here, and then you come over here. Then you would choose the orange, like somewhere here, I think like that. So right now I've created a gradient like that. So what I'll have to do is, right now this gradient is a linear gradient because it's from one point, like just straightforward. But then if I want to achieve the effect that he was doing there, I'll go to radial this way. You now see that the yellow it is radial, so it's from the middle or from a point to the larger portion of it. So that's another way to create the gradient. Okay, please kindly proceed. Let me end. Right.
Okay, so there are many ways of executing the same action in Photoshop. That's what
Yeah.
my boss did. You can execute gradient in many ways in Photoshop. So I would like to proceed with what I was doing with my brushed middle and with my image on top of it. So we learned about layer mask right now. Now I want only the woman, this woman that I'm hovering over. So I don't need the other part of the image. So that comes to layer mask. So I have to click on the layer mask button to get my thumbnail like this. Make sure my brush, select the type of brush I want. I want a soft brush. My foreground and background color is set to black and white. Change to black because I want to hide the other parts of this image. I only want this woman crying. Okay. So if I brush on the layer like this, let me decrease the opacity, decrease my brush size. If I brush on the woman's layer like this, it begins to hide the other part of the image, begins to hide like this. And you see, I'll have only the woman's image in my design as I want it to be like. So let me keep on brushing until I feel like it's okay. Yes, so I only want the woman. I think I'll manage with this one since time is not on our side. So I'll blend the woman's image into the background by using this blending option. See on top here, in the blending option. If I click on the blending options, this one, I'll scroll through until I get. Today we can't explain the principle behind these blending options today. So I think the screen is okay for me. Let me reposition the layer. This is okay for me. The screen is okay. So I'll decrease the opacity of the woman's image a bit for it to blend into the background. This is too bright, and the orange is also too bright. So I think this is okay. This would be fine for now. Okay. The image is still not blended well, so I'll come back to the layer mask and blend it very well around the edges of the image like this. So I'll blend it very well like this. Okay. So this something is all what I want to achieve, or something similar that I want to achieve. The background is still high, then bring it down a bit. The yellow is still high, then bring it down. So this is the background. I can't do it perfectly since we don't have time on our side, but I think by now we've all gotten the idea that I want to show. We've utilized layer mask here, done gradient, it's solid background, so that means we are combining whatever we learned today into this design. Okay. So from here, I will group all this so that I don't have so much on my layers panel. So I'll call this BG for background. BG for background. Okay, yes, yes. I'll create a new layer for the focal point or the main text. I'll call it main text. Yes. Oh, my laptop has started misbehaving. Okay, okay, we are back. So on the main text, I'll add my spontaneous and open worship text over here. Okay. Please forgive me, my machine has started running slow.
Please, I think you should close some of your tabs, like the presentation, the Microsoft one, yeah, so that.
The presentation and all that. Okay. So oh,
It's not easy. But please, in order to catch up with, okay, so in order to catch up with that, if you have any question, kindly ask so that as we are explaining that, the PC will take time to refresh. Okay, so those who are saying that when they check for the auto background remover, you have to rasterize the image before. You would have to rasterize the image before. If you don't rasterize the image, you would not be able to apply the auto background remover. Yes. Is any concerns, any question? Okay. Hikma. Is any
Please, the margins, when I click on the button, I don't see any margins on the.
why? Okay, so you would have to.
Achieve the margin.
So you would have to drag from one side like this. If it is a vertical margin you want, you have to drag from the vertical, or if you want it horizontal, you drag from the horizontal. Let me quickly let me
Drag from one end to the other.
exactly. So let me share my screen for you to see. Let me clean my margins. Okay, so right now let me sorry, Rue. Festus, are you back?
let me clean a bit of my cache data and I'll be back very soon.
Okay. Well, Windows Rue.
The margin.
Okay, so over here, Control R. So right now, I don't have any margins, right? Or I don't have any rules in my workspace. So what I can do is I just press Control R. Oh, for real, sorry. Thought I was sharing my screen. I not see my screen. Please, can you see my screen? Can you see?
Yes.
All right, okay. All right, so I don't know. It should be here. Rule. Where's the ruler? I can't even find it. Okay, but anyways, there's a shortcut. So right now I don't have rulers in my workspace. So what I can quickly do is Control R will bring up these rules here. Can you see the rule? Can you see them?
Yes.
All right. So if I want to create a margin, I can drag from the top here like this, and then I'll create one rule like so I can drag it this way. And then if here I want to place it just like that. All right. Do you get it? Do you get it now?
Yeah, so good.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Control I will show that.
The,
I'm searching for the rule in my Windows. Yeah, please.
hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rule I think is under view.
View rather.
Yeah.
It's on the but mine is not showing it.
Yeah, you check it.
Then my
Okay.
options,
Okay.
I'm
Sorry.
checking
So, okay, I've seen it. So under view, you
options.
see it. Okay. Sure. All right. Any other question or concern? But are you guys following through?
Yes.
Okay, so as he's still refreshing his machine, so what he was just trying to do is, let's say after I've removed, so for mine I've removed the background, right? So let's assume this was the woman's layer. Okay, so he wanted to blend it perfectly into the background. So you just come to the blending options here. Okay, this entails a lot, and so we can't explain everything right now. But once you come here, just look at which one makes the image blend perfectly into the background. And so he was using screen, right? So screen, but for mine right now, screen isn't working. The images we are using are different, so I'll just go to one that I think works perfectly for me. I don't know, maybe no, this no. Let me go. Well, I don't know what he was actually trying to achieve, but then I think soft light
Yeah.
works for me. Yeah,
Yeah. Hello.
yeah,
Why not? Are we all presenting today or?
yeah. Okay, okay, yeah, sure. So since his network is off, I think you should take over, right? Okay. Can you share your screen? Hello. Can you share your screen? Festus, please, are you back?
Yes, I'm back, but
You are
I
still.
have a bit of a problem. The PC has updated this also. That's how it's misbehaving like this. So
Oh, okay.
I
So
think
then,
let him take over. Then we
okay,
will restart this whole flight designing
okay,
process another time.
okay.
Really sorry for the inconvenience.
Sure. All right. So, Mr. Ishaq, Ace Graphic, please take over.
Yeah. Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening.
Please, this is Sahak Mohammed. Ace. Some call me Ace. I'm a web designer, and then I'm also into graphic design. Basically, I'll be looking at, we just started looking at creating creative backgrounds. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello,
Hello.
we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we've started looking at how to create backgrounds and do stuffs, and also Mr. Festus talked about working with layer mask. I'll just basically talk about blend layer, the layers we have. I believe you can see where my cursor is.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's where we call the blending mode for layers. If you have several layers and you want to blend it, just like Mr. Halak was demonstrating, if you import a picture and you want the picture to blend in on the layer it is. So let me quickly import an image and then demonstrate it for you to see something. So basically, it works with lighting and the lighting part of the image and the darkening part of the image, where the light is coming from, where the shadows are, and where the midtones are. That's basically what it does. It tries to multiply the lights and the background or the solid image or the solid color it is lying on the layer beneath it. So let's wait for it to load. So basically that's how it works. So there are several of them. So you choose which one is more suitable for you. If you go through, you see that some of them the highlights, pop-ups much than the shadows, and some of them the shadows pop up more, and some of them it blends uniformly. So I think the image has loaded completely. So let's quickly rush through it. So this is dissolve, and this is dark. So you see how the image is blended with the background. It's as simple as that. We also, and so looking at this, they've grouped them in a way, from darker up to darker color. It works with the shadows, the dark part of the image. So it will blend the dark parts of the image, and it will make the dark parts look more appealing than the lighting aspect. So if you take a look, you see that the dark aspect, shows more than the light aspect. This is the normal picture, and this is the dark. This multiply. So you see that the shadows are more pop. Color band is here. You see, so from darker to darker color, it works well with the shadows, and from lighting to lighter color works with the light aspects, the highlights of the image. So you see that there is a bluish something on the image. So this green, and this is color dodge, linear dodge, lighter color, and overlay. From overlay to hard mix, it works. Let me say uniformly. That's where my favorite is, because I usually work with soft light. So you see, this is overlay, this is soft light. So you see that it blends the image uniformly with the distance, what is the name, the background. So basically, that's how it works. And one thing about layer mask he couldn't touch on, I think he forgot. You can add a layer mask, and then we have something we call invert. Inverting a layer mask, the shortcut is Control I, or you can just right click on the distance and invert. So I enjoy using the shortcuts because it makes you work efficiently. And you pick your brush, which the shortcut is B. Sorry. So after this, I'll increase the size. So basically, to touch on what he just did. So I'll I'll click, and then to reveal, you see that it's revealing the image. Yeah, something like that.
Hello.
Work with layer mask. Yeah, and after this, let's go back to the blend. So for you,
Is it for me?
to blend and all soft,
Is it from my side? Hello.
soft, basically. Yeah, yeah. Um, Hello.
Yeah, it looks like it's lagging. Or is it from my side?
Okay, it's lagging.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay, then let me restart from where I started with the layer mask. Okay, so this is the image itself. So I was talking about using the inverted aspect of layer mask, and as I said earlier, I'm just building on what Mr. Festus has just demonstrated. So with layer mask, if you add a layer mask to any image, the vanish. So you have to paint the image or the color to bring out what which aspects you want. So this is my thumbnail, and the way to invert it is Control I, which is invert. So after inverting, you see that the thumbnail has changed to a completely dark, thumbnail. So for you to reveal the image, you select your brush tool and then increase the size. If you are someone who wants, if you don't want the image to reveal much, you can reduce the opacity. So I'll increase my size a little bit, and then the foreground and the background color, you see that the foreground color is black and the thumbnail too is black. So if I paint on it, you won't see anything because black doesn't reveal anything, as he said earlier. So because the thumbnail of the layer mask is black, you want to reveal the image, which means you have to change this foreground color to white. And basically you can click on this small arrow, or you can just press X on your keyboard to exchange it. So after
Hello.
that,
Hello.
yeah.
So it means to say that once you invert the layer or the layer mask, whatever you do, whatever you are going to, if you want to achieve any effect, you have to do the reverse of the former.
Aha. So after this, so if I invert like this, I won't have anything.
Yeah.
I believe you understand what I mean. So for you to reveal the image, you have to click to reveal whichever part you want to see. Abby, are you with me, please? Have you understand?
Yes, please, we are.
Aha. So
Yes.
basically, this is how you can also achieve what he was just explaining, which I think is another way to add a little bit of effect to it. And also, um, creating a background, I with gradients, and I don't work with the normal solid the normal way of adding gradients. You just what I usually do is I'll add a solid color, another solid color. I want a light blue, something like this. So after this, we've just we've just been taught about how to use layer mask. So I'll click on the thumbnail of that light blue and then invert it. After inverting, it will hide everything. So after that, you then select your layer mask, pick up your brush, and then increase the size. After increasing the size, you go and then, if you want, you can reduce the opacity. So I'll reduce the opacity to 25, something like that, and I'll just brush over. So something like this. Are you with me, please?
No, please.
Check
What
your
I
opacity.
said is this. You can also add what is the name? A gradient. You can
Oh, come on.
gradients between add a layer mask to the cyan, and then you invert it. And for you to invert, I said Control I. You select the layer mask and then press Control I on your keyboard. So after pressing Control I, it means you are inverting it. Inverting means, and as someone will say 1/2, they will capsize it. That was what we were taught when we were in basic school. You capsize it. So you invert it. The inverting, for you to reveal the cyan, the thumbnail where my cursor is black. So your foreground color should be white for you to reveal it. So you select your brush and then you increase the opacity or you reduce the opacity. If the opacity is, up to what you want, I have selected 25. So you just click to reveal the color. So you see that I have something like a gradient. Are you following, please? Hello.
Yeah, we are following it.
Yes, I understand you.
So this is basically how I like to create this gradient. Because with this one, you can easily change anything. You can easily change the color, and you can also work with the blend modes. What I said earlier. So you working with the blend modes, you see this is giving it a dissolved fish, look. This. So as you go, it will keep on, changing. It will keep on changing till you are okay with whatever it brings up. So I was tasked to design a social media flyer, so we've just started like that because the time is fast spent.
Yeah. You have
Basically, I'll add an image to it to make it look somehow lovely, and this is a bouquet effect. So if you just go on to Google and then type bouquet effect, you will see something like this. Bouquet effect is BOKEH, bouquet and then effect. So you enlarge it, and then after enlarging it, you see that it's very harsh, it's very clear. We don't want it that way. So you go to your blend modes. This is what I'm talking about, blending mode for the layer. So I want to blend this layer to the gradient that I've created. So you go and then select maybe soft light. I said I like soft light, and then multiply. Those two are my favorites. So this how multiply will be. So I'll go in for this thing. What is the name? Soft light, and basically this is it. This is it. If I want, I'll tell you I'm done with the background. So because time is not there, we'll just leave the background like this and then proceed. Are you following, please?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, please.
So okay. So let's continue. We are designing a social media flyer, and social media flyers, there are flyers basically for social media. You don't need to print it. So you, for you to design a social media flyer, let me put it. I always say, oh, you are tasked to beautify it, because if it is not beautiful, no one will pay attention to it, because there are a lot of things on the internet. So for you to gain people's attention, you need to do something, let me extra or extraordinary. Let me put it that way. Something that will be catchy, something that will take people's attention. So let's add the image of the woman. Let me delete the layer mask, and then I'll just forgive me. I'm just removing the background. So I'm using 2020. So I don't have remove the background, but I have select subject. So after select subject, I'll use the layer mask. I'm waiting for it to load. Yeah, it is loading. Please, are we convinced or we are lost?
I think, yeah, we are with you.
Okay, it is rendering. So after it's render, we will use the layer mask. Today we are dealing with layer mask, and that is how we do it. Everything we are doing, we relate it to layer mask. Forgive me, my English no day. Mr. Alex say I should come.
We are all struggling, bro.
Serious. So basically, I also think it's now finished, and before it is finished, I think after this we don't have to, relax on it. I'm not talking about we continuing this training. I'm talking about practicing what you learn. It's one of the tips I think you should, hammer match on. You have to, I have something I call the three R's, the R keep, reading, research, and rehearsals. Okay, let's pause for now. It has selected. So you, after selecting like this, you just click on your layer mask, and then you will have this, and we are done with, removing the background. Are we okay? Are we following, please?
Yes.
Okay, so after this, you see that the image is too big, so I'll quickly, reduce the size. And for you to reduce the size, um, you go to edit. Sorry, edit. This is where the cursor is edit, and then you go to free transform. It will bring out, the notes for you to reduce the size, and you can also press Ctrl T on your keyboard. But the subject is the lady's picture. So I'll add, my text, and for you, you already know how to add text. So I'll add text. Maybe what are we writing? Okay, please, are we following? Okay, so let's type of. Okay, let me say it's Monday again. Okay, welcome to Monday. So I'll type in caps Monday. So I'll Control T to bring out the free transform, to enlarge it. After this, I'll bring it to the center. And for you to center line, there are so many ways. But my favorite way for you to center line and anything to your axis, on Control A to select all, because above here you see this, from this place, that's align left edge to this align bottom edge. It lets you align whatever layer you select to the canvas. So this is aligned to edge. So if you click on this, you see that it will move the layer to the edge, exact edge of the canvas. And this is the center. This align right, align bottom, sorry, up rather, middle, and then bottom. So let's align it to center. So, and after this, you go to select and then deselect, and you can also use Control T to deselect. Control D to deselect. So this is Monday. So for you to bring hierarchy in, we are focusing much on Monday. So we will change the font, style to black, Montserrat black. What I usually do is, I think it's better when you work with, those fonts that are family, something like Gotham, Montserrat, Poppins, and then those stuffs. There are a lot of fonts, but those are the ones I like working with because they comes in a family. When I say family, they have a variety of, styles. We have black, bold, light, extra bold, medium, italic. So that your work will be uniform and the hierarchy will be there, and the font style to be a single font style. So we are using this. So I'll type welcome to another text. So welcome to initial with this one we'll type with initials, each word with initial. So welcome to control T to bring out your the free transform to, and then you enlarge it a little bit. So and you center align it. Control A to select all, and then come here and then center align it. Control D to deselect. You notice that, let's bring it down a little bit. You notice that welcome to is you know very bold, and then Monday to, it seems like there is no hierarchy, something the hierarchy feel is not in there. So let's
Hello.
change the black.
Hello.
Yeah,
I think we have almost about 20 minutes to go, so maybe
yeah,
kindly
yeah.
speed up.
Don't worry, I'll summarize.
Okay.
So let's select regular, and then after that you have something like this. And basically, that's how you let your you bring in hierarchy. You see that Monday is bigger and then bolder than welcome, and then those stuffs. And uh, for you, you can't just do this. As I said earlier, social media, you need to make it a little bit catchy so that it will capture attention. So I'll beautify a little bit, and this season is something like Ramadan, so I'll bring in an image of a palm tree, so something like this. I'll resize it, control T to bring out the free transformation tool, and then you turn it to your liking, bring it here, and then control J. You can right click on, for you to duplicate, you right click on your layer and then go to duplicate layer. You can also press control J. So after this you just click OK. You can also and then shift will allow you to move it in line. So I'm holding shift, so you see that it cannot move again. So shift allows you to move it in line, but alt only allows you to duplicate. So something like this, I'm holding alt so you can duplicate. Are we together, please?
Please, your explanation for the shifts, I really get it.
Okay, what I'm saying is this: for you to duplicate a layer, you can right click on the layer and then press select duplicate layer. Do you understand?
Yes.
And also you can also press Ctrl J on your keyboard to duplicate again. So after this, J on your key, you can press Ctrl J on your keyboard too, and after pressing, this is the results. And also you can use Alt, and I'm saying because it's at the edge, I want to place the other one too at the edge so that it will be in line. So for you to bring it in exact position, I don't want it to be below the other one or above the other one. So I'll press shift to keep it in line, and then alt to duplicate, alt, and then you click and drag, click and drag. After that you release your fingers and then you position it well. And then with this, I don't like how it is, so I'll shift it to the edge. And after shifting something like this, I'll group it. So you press Control and then click on the layer to select, double select two layers or more layers, and after that Control G, or you right click and then press on group from layers. You create group, I know I'm going too far because with this, so with what I did, I've grouped the leaves. I'll change the blend mode to, you know, what appears appealing to me. So you see that going through the layers, you see it is blending the grouped layers to the background. Are we together, please?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Okay, so basically this is it. Okay, let's go in for divide. So something like this, because there is no time, we can't add a lot of things to it. But basically, you can do something like this. You can do something like this. Is there anything you need more clarification on, or what I said is okay, so that we proceed to what I have to say next? Hello, hello.
Yes. Everything is fine by me, though I don't know of others.
Okay. It seems no one is there again. It seems you are the only one.
You want to hear voices?